Greetings guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to discuss somewhat of a difficult topic and somewhat of a sensitive topic for most people. This is about my journey of quitting MBBS and how you may go about it if you feel like doing it. Okay, so I need you guys to understand before I start any of this, before I start going into the details, before I start explaining you how the process works, I want you guys to understand that this is not a simple, it is simple, but it's not an easy undertaking. It is going to be difficult. Plus, I need you guys to not get influenced by this video. What I'm saying is not what you should do. It is what you can do if you want to do. Okay? I bear no responsibility for any decision you make. I'm only making this video for educational purposes so that you know the information that you should know. Okay? That's a disclaimer. So let's get into it. Before I tell you the process of doing this, I need to give you guys a wake-up call. Understand the consequences. Understand your situation. Understand the consequences. The consequences of what you are undertaking. Leaving MBBS is not it's not an easy task. It's not an easy thing on your finances and on your brain, on your relationship with people. It affects a lot of things. Okay, it might look simple on paper. It might look very easy, very straightforward when you look on the surface, but deep down it's going to affect a lot of things. First of all, you have to think about the time and effort you have put in already, not only in your MBBS life, but to get there. Think about the nights you have spent, how many sleepless nights you have spent trying to get a neat seat. Think about them. Alright, you have a lot of options that you can still pursue even after MBBS if you don't want to be a doctor. But if you really want to do something else and being in MBBS hinders that, and you are fine with convincing your parents and you're fine with a lot of people shit talking you, let me be honest, a lot of people will trash talk about you. A lot of people will say very bad stuff about you. Okay, I have seen that. People have talked bad stuff about me. Relatives, friends, neighbors, people who know you, people who don't know you. People are going to talk badly, right? And think about the finances. It's not easy on the pocket to quit MBBS. That being said, let me go right into how you do it. Okay, so the first step you need to do is make sure you have all of your documents ready. What documents you need to make sure? Your bond paper that you have signed when you are entering MBBS, you're going to have a Xerox of it, right? The original is obviously with the college, but you will have a Xerox with you. Okay, that Xerox and that bond paper that you have signed will mention how much money you have to pay to the university, the head university, not your college, but the head university, if you have decided to quit MBBS in the middle of the course. Okay, before completing your course. Now, there is a way to probably skip this, which is there is a specific amount of maximum tries that you have to clear a particular exam. For example, I failed MBBS first year exam twice. So thrice. 2 times I paid the exam fee but did not attend the exam, so I failed by default. First time I did not pass. So combining those three, if I had given one more test and failed in that test as well, either by default or not passing, I would have gotten out of MBBS for free. The reason I didn't do that is because I had to wait one more year which means 1 more year of my life is going to get wasted. And I'll have to, the course that I'm going to pursue is getting postponed by 1 more year, which is a huge deal for me. I did not want to do that. That's why I paid 3 lakhs. My bond was for 3 lakhs. So I paid 3 lakh rupees to save me that year. But for you guys, if you already failed 3 times and you could fail another time, this year or maybe next year, if you are willing to wait, then I'm pretty sure you don't need to pay the bond when you have failed the maximum amount of tries. Now again, I'm not completely sure about this, but I think that is how it goes. Okay, check with the people in charge, ask them if that is how it works. If that is how it works, I recommend you think about it. If you can spare another year, right? If you can spare another year of not doing anything, then maybe, right? Maybe wait for 1 more year and do it without any expenses, especially because the bond has changed. In my state, the bond has changed from 3 lakhs to 20 lakh plus. I don't know the exact amount, but it's 20 lakh plus now. So if you're doing this and at this time that you're watching, the bond is even more. The bond could be even less. So, like, depends on your situation. If the amount is too much, I recommend waiting if that is an option. Like, please make sure you check in with the university. Someone at the university, the PROs, are going to give you information about this. So please check that. Please check at the website or something. Do not waste money if you don't have to. Okay. So get your DD and get your admit card, neat rank card, and your provisional admission letter and your provisional joining allotment letter. Okay. Neat rank card, provisional admission letter, and provisional joining letter. Take these and go to the administration office in your college. There they're going to guide you towards an academic block. Okay, an academic office where all the stuff pertaining to your academics are going to take place. Now the office name might be different. Like the name might be different, but the function is going to be the same. So that's why you go to the administration office, which is going to be there in every single college. Okay, go there and they are going to tell you where you need to go. The process is very, very simple and straightforward. There's only one step which is frustrating. Others are easy. Okay. First of all, you talk to the officer in charge of admissions and discontinuations. That person will first try to convince you, will tell you that just stay 1 more year, just stay 2 more years. You're almost done. You can consider that, but you don't have to listen to that. Please make a decision that you're going to stick with. This is not a process that you're going to start and stop. No. Make a decision before starting. You're going to do it, you're not going to do it. If you're not going to do it, don't start it. Right? Because this has a lot of emotional effects on your parents as well. So you start it, they're going to have these emotional effects. You stop it. It's just a net loss and nobody's going to gain anything from it. So please make a decision. Please be sure that you do want to continue with this before telling this to your parents. And yeah, before you start any of this, discuss it clearly with your parents. Make sure they understand. Make sure they agree. Make sure they're supporting you. Okay? That took me 2 years. That's why I had to skip my exam 2 years. It's like a rebellion against them. Like, I was showing them that I genuinely have no interest in doing this by not taking exams and paying fee. It's like, come on, guys. Come on, please understand me, kind of thing. It's a forceful method that I've used because it worked. Because my parents doesn't mean to work against your parents. Please, you guys know them better than anyone else, okay? Now, back to the topic at hand. What you do is you get your parent and you both gonna write a letter to that officer, and he's going to send that letter to the principal. Okay. Before that, he's going to tell you to write a DD, a demand draft. I think NEFT could also work. NEFT things could also work, but DD is safe. DD is fast. and DD is simple. Okay, so unless there is a specific reason for you not being able to use DD, then discuss it with the officer, and he will tell you what to do. Okay, with the person who is in charge of discontinuations. Okay, to have to take that letter and meet the principal of your college, the dean or the principal, and this person, the dean or the principal, is going to be the one who is in charge of your first level of clearance. This person, our principal, is a very nice guy. The moment I went to him, he said, he's like, what are you going to do after leaving physics? After leaving MBBS. I said, I'm going to pursue physics. He said, all the best, become a great physicist. He's a very nice guy. He immediately signed both the papers and he gave them back to me. And I went back to this admission office guy and he made 2 xeroxes of it. He gave me 1 xerox. He sent the other xerox pinned with the original letters along with the DD and my bond paper. And he wrote his own letter. He made his own letter and he pinned that and he sent it to KNRHs. Then they got back and they asked for my provisional allotment letter and provisional admission letter, right? So the admission letter is the one that the NTA, I think, NMC or NTA, I don't remember, but those guys, the one who conducted the NEET, they give you the allotment letter and the admission, the provisional allotment letter and the provisional admission letter is given to you by your college at the joint of admission. If they didn't give you, then it's not applicable. My college gave me one, so it's applicable for me. Okay, so if your college gave it to you, take that, keep it with it. So if they didn't give you one, it doesn't exist. Okay. Now they've asked for those 2, and I've given him that. Along with that, they asked me to go to another section of the college. The name's not different for each and every college. It's called New World in my college. I went there and I asked for a submission form. They gave me a submission form. They signed it and pinned it with this with these 2 papers, and they sent them to KNRHs again. Now, after doing that, I have to wait for 12 days because it's the election times. So everybody was busy and, there were all holidays and stuff like that. So everything came at the same time. So I had to wait for 12 to 13 days. After 13 days, I got a call from my college saying that the KNRHS people have responded back and they've given me an acceptance. So that's a second degree acceptance, right? And that's it. I had to go back. So that 12 days I had to do nothing. It's just waiting game, okay? So I did 1 day of work, 12 days of doing nothing. I went back to my college, to that admissions guy academic section guy, and and he gave me another form. He gave me this no due clearance form. So this basically means that whatever paid service that your college offers you, either you have not used it or you have paid for it in full. I had to go through libraries, I had to go through the hostel warden, I had to go through the academic section, the admission section, the account section, all of these guys, and I had to get signs from them. The frustrating part was, even though I'm an OC student, even though I don't have any reservations, meaning I won't be able to apply for a membership at the BC and SC libraries, I had to get a signature from them as well, which is like unnecessary, but I don't know. It's just how the rules work. Even though I'm a day scholar, I have never been to the hostel. I had to get a signature from the hostel warden and like stuff like that. There's nothing we can do about it, and it's just how rules work. Frustrating but easy. Took me 2 hours to complete all of that, get through all of the libraries and the warden, everyone else. Okay, and then they gave me the clearance for that. So all signatures were filled, and I've given this the letter. And after checking the letter, he made his own signature at the end and filed it up, pinned it and filed it up in a separate file. And he gave me my certificates. That's it. Process took me a total of 13 days. I was involved in 2 of those days. 12 days of waiting, 14 days of total process. 12 days of waiting, 2 days of work. That's it. That is all that I had to do pertaining to the college. There is a lot more that I had to do when it comes to convincing my parents, which was the biggest task, biggest undertaking in the entire process. Trust me, it's going to be hard. It is not going to be easy. They will not let you do it on your first task. Most parents won't, because they're afraid that you might go astray. Okay? Which you might. Let me be honest with you. Not everybody makes the perfect decision. And what I took might not be the perfect decision for me. I'll be honest with you, but it is the decision that I took. It is the decision that I am confident in, that I am sure that I will make it work. If you have that confidence, go through everything that you need to consider. You need to consider yourself, the amount of work, the amount of effort you've put in, the amount of time you've put in to come to this stage, through your enter, to your 12th, through your NEET exam, through whatever amount of time you have studied in MBBS. And you have to consider your parents, their emotional statuses, the psychological effects this is going to have on them, the fear they're going to have. You need to think about your siblings, if you have any, the effect it's going to have on their lives, how your parents might change in the amount of freedom that they give you guys. Think about them as well. And finances, financial situations. It's not going to be easy. For me, it was 3 lakhs and it was not easy to convince them for that 3 lakhs. For you, it's going to be more. It's 20 lakhs now, 20 plus lakhs, at least in my state. It could be more by the time you are deciding to do this. It could be less. It could be more in your place. It could be less in your place. I don't know. I don't know that particular detail, but you do know you're doing it. Think about it. Is it worth it? Waiting for 1 more year? Is 1 year of your time, years worth of time, equal to 20 lakhs? Can you earn 20 lakhs in a year? If you ask me that question, I can earn 3 lakhs in a year. Because I have, I know editing. I have edited a few videos for a few YouTube channels. I'm not going to tell you the names, but I've earned 70k in a month. So I can easily earn 3 lakhs in a year. So my year's worth is more than 3 lakhs if I want to. Can you do that for the amount you're paying? Think about it, right? So think about time is to money. Think about the implications it could mean in your life. Guys, an important thing is, if whatever you want to do fails, you won't have a seat to come back to. You can't come back to MBBS. You have to go through NEET again if you want to do MBBS again. You won't have a safety net to fall back to. You're taking a risk. Understand that. If the risk is worth it, then do it. If it is not, then don't. You have to consider your friends. I miss my friends. That's the only regret I have currently. I'm going to name the friends that I miss, because if they're watching this, I don't want you guys to have that happiness. Okay? You're making me sad. Why should I give you the happiness? So we're going to miss them. We're going to miss some of them. So think about that. Every single aspect is important to you in your life. It's not like, oh, friends, you're going to make them anywhere. You're not going to make the same friends everywhere. Think about it. I'm not saying that's a really important aspect. That is an aspect. That is an aspect you need to think about. Think about your relatives. Think about your neighbors. And I'm not telling you to sway your decision based on them. No, but are you ready to get bad-mouthed by all of them? Are you mentally prepared? Because you have to be, because they are going to bad-mouth you. They have bad-mouthed me. I have been there. I have taken a lot of insults actually. I'm not going to name people, but some people have said, no, like I haven't taken any really, really bad insults, but quite a bit of insults actually. People have called me coward. People have called me a useless person who is running from his troubles. People have called me a failure. People have called me gravely mistaken. People have called me overconfident. People have called me spineless. Someone has called me hubris. That I have a lot of hubris, and that's going to be my downfall. It's like he's watched too many anime, or too many dramas. So yeah, there are people like that in my relatives. Not many. Most of my relatives were pretty supportive to me. My parents, they didn't insult me, but it took me a lot of time to convince them. A lot of my neighbors and people that I know, acquaintances, were pretty toxic. Not really a big percent of them, but a small percent of them were pretty toxic. So it was easier for me. I'll be honest, it's not going to be that easy for you. Be sure on what you want. That is it, guys. Thank you. I'll try to make videos more often. And from moving forward, here on out, this channel will mostly contain things that I do that are going to affect my journey as a physicist. So, watch out for that.